Hi everyone. I always am awkwardly turning that thing on when we start. I'm gonna put this in my lap.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's gonna hide my.
That's a good
I'm gonna hide behind my laptop. I'm like Mr. What was his name? The neighbor from In Home Improvement.
Al?
No, the neighbor that you only ever saw his eyes.
Oh gosh.
Someone tell us.
I know who you're talking about. The guy with the boat hat on.
Yeah.
He always had a boat hat.
Someone tell
Wilson?
us. Was that Wilson?
I think it was Wilson.
Yeah. Someone tell us who this is.
This.
Hey, does anybody know who this is?
It's Wilson. I'm pretty sure it's.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of the volleyball from Castaway.
Me too, but no, I think it might be Wilson.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I sat down on a couch to watch Home Improvement.
Yeah, I feel like that only comes on in like the wee hours of the morning or something.
Yeah. Or like when you're sick. And
Yeah.
Not really feeling like watching anything.
When you're sick, do you slip into an alternate dimension that only has weird shows on?
Yes. Yes. The old pervy version of Family Feud where the guy always kissed everyone on the mouth. Yeah, it's very strange. Very
Price
strange.
is Right is, I mean, that's on in general, but I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes it's
The old Bob Barker Price is Right could get a little
my
pervy
gosh.
too sometimes.
His microphone was like a giant wire with a little teeny
Wait, no.
tic tac on the end. No, that's more that. This was.
This looks like a drumstick or something almost. The whole thing at the
It
end.
was so skinny, and then like the tiny little M&M on the end.
Because he was bougie. Bob Barker was bougie.
This is a fondant rolling pin that I gave my son to
Oh, that's what that is?
use for Play-Doh. Yeah.
Oh, so that's why he was saying Play-Doh.
Play-Doh. How do you say it?
He was like, Play-Doh.
Not Play-Doh. Yeah. Peel. Something. He's, bless him.
Yeah.
I need to stop swinging this thing around, but thank you for picking that up and put it in. He was pointing at the Play-Doh too.
He was like, Nina,
Pale.
Pale.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's so funny.
Good Lord.
Let me hit the record button on this.
We're recording today.
Hello.
Hello. We're having a little fun with YouTube right now.
I know.
So we're already feeling ourselves.
I didn't fart just then. I did this.
That's a lie.
I scraped her pillow and I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me make sure that everybody knows.
Oh, well.
There's been a little gas in this podcast before.
I hope that comes up on the subtitles.
Oh, he hit
It
it.
did. If you hear a little gas, though, that's my little Loki bear.
Oh my gosh!
Right on cue.
That was a cute little fart.
He looks like he's getting uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
I'm holding my breath not because of the fart, but because I'm afraid that he's gonna need something. Yep. Here it goes.
No.
All right. Hi everyone.
Okay,
Should we pause? I'll put it right here. Should we pause for a minute or?
Yeah, let's pause for a
Elevator
minute.
music break something.
Break.
Oh, are we fine? Are we fine? Are you kidding me?
4, of course.
He does. This is what he does at me in the middle of the night too.
He knows.
It's a game.
Hmm.
Okay, he's fine for a minute. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Alright, let's save that.
Or we could just start over. No, we'll leave it. The fart might be on there.
Okay.
Funny. We love to put a fart in an episode, I tell you what.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Dog farts and baby farts. We're going to put that on some merchandise one day.
Gosh,
Sign this up for a big cartel, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
A cartel?
Yeah, a cartel. We're going to start selling drugs.
We're kidding. Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Big cartel. It's like a merchandise site that a lot of podcasts use.
I was like, big cartel? What are we getting involved in?
You know what? We got to make money somehow. I thought you'd be fine with it.
It's like, well, you do cook, so I mean, start doing
Not
some
meth.
Walter White.
Meth. That's why we have so many sheds. I'm just kidding. We only have one.
Here we go.
Hi, we're
Hi.
back.
And we're back.
We were just talking about how I signed us up for a cartel.
I definitely asked her, what did you sign us up for?
Big cartel.
Big cartel.
Yeah. I signed us up, and I don't know if I had a glass of wine that night or not, because it only takes one now, but I got all excited about doing merchandise, and then I got overwhelmed looking at all the ways to do it and not have to have inventory, but really then you have to use like 3 different platforms.
Oh. Yeah.
No. But we need to do like some sweatshirts or something, or some tank tops, because summer's coming.
Ooh, summer.
They have these websites you can go through, and it's like, hey, just, create 50 tank tops. When they're gone, and you make like $10 a tank top or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Logan.
YouTube can see my face, but they can't. Okay, he's gonna calm down. Okay, all right. So, hi everyone.
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah, today's episode is going to be UFOs and USOs.
S as in Sinatra. Unidentified Sinatra objects. Yes. For those of you that aren't aware, Christina.
I didn't. Listen. I said, I know it's unidentified something objects. She was like, oh, really?
Just looked at her and was like, really?
She's like, oh, really?
How did you come to that conclusion? Yes, unidentified. What did I say? Submerged. Good Lord, submerged objects. So kind of like you said, as above,
so below.
So below.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole concept that we started talking about underwater UFO alien bases, maybe not UFO, but underwater alien bases. Yeah. And I know we've mentioned a little bit about it. We haven't gone into detail, but it was something that I decided to kind of dive into.
But
I'm here all day, folks.
Tip your waitresses.
Find us on Patreon. You can donate on our Anchor app, I think. Anyways, we clearly need help. But I decided to look into it a little more, and I know that in some of your books that you've read, they've had mention of underwater alien bases potentially.
Yeah.
So there are a lot more reports than what's on this little screen right here. There are a ton of them.
Okay.
I don't even know where to start. So, unidentified submerged object. Basically, underwater UFO, if you will. Mm-hmm. And there have been, at a lot of times when people are reporting seeing UFOs, we've talked about how they see them over bodies of water mainly. Mm-hmm. Well, at the same time, people are seeing things in the water.
Oh.
So you're seeing this little bright, shiny star up in the sky, and you don't know what it is, and it's some kind of disc, and there's also something happening under the water at the same time, too, potentially.
Wow.
Or that thing that's in the sky actually disappears sometimes in the water.
Yeah.
Sometimes it shoots up in the sky as if it's come up from out of the water. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like it's equal part, which is kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. I have a couple stories I'll talk about, but there's one apparently, I didn't know this, Malibu, California. Mm-hmm. Apparently, if you look up the coordinates, which we can post this, we will actually post this on social. I know we talk about, hey, there's this picture and we're going to post it, and then we don't. But we can post this because I want to look it up for me too. Yeah. You can put in these coordinates, and there's this giant base under the water.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, keep talking.
It's about 6 miles off the coast of Malibu. It's called Point Dew, I believe. Mm-hmm. And they've had decades of reports and sightings. And there's always, because of whatever this is that Google Maps or whatever the Google has picked up, they are saying either it's some kind of underwater military base or it's an alien base. Ooh. But they've also, I guess, had talks about it being potentially a portal also.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Which I guess the way that aliens come to us is, which I just thought they showed up in the sky, but is either dimensional or through a portal or a wormhole. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize all that. I was like, it's just up there, It's coming from outer space.
And that's saying if that's where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
It could be coming from the water.
But yeah, oh Lord.
No,
Logan's about to get upset. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. Please hold. Oh boy. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube.
Poor little Loki. Oh my goodness.
Everyone, meet Logan.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay.
Little Loki.
Little Loki bears.
Oh my
Here
goodness.
he is. Say, I just need some milkies. Come here.
Oh my goodness.
Come here. Sorry about us. This is what I do now.
He's so sweet. Oh my goodness.
When I'm famous, I'm going to charge for these pictures. No, I'm just kidding. By that time, he'll be grown and in college. Okay.
That's right. You want to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be so loud.
And
we're back. We're feeding a child now, so we don't have a screaming alien of our own. So yeah, this Malibu, if you look it up by the coordinates, and we'll post it later, and the picture I saw was kind of cool, but I guess depending on how you look at it also, some people say it looks like a base, some people say it looks like a tunnel.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there have been tons and tons and tons of reports for decades over there, which is very interesting because that is right there under the water. Yes.
Cool.
So yeah.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yeah. And the other, these other stories I have are basically of overwater like stories. This one is Shag Harbor, which is in Nova Scotia. There was an incident in 1967. I believe it was a fisherman that did this report, but several people called this report in. He was, I guess, out there fishing or near the water, and he saw 4 lights in a row above the water. And they were kind of vertical, just like 4 different multicolored lights over the water. Excuse me, I'm going through puberty again. And he watched it, and they were still, and then all of a sudden they took like a 45-degree angle, so they were angled.
Oh, jeez.
And then he watched it again, and it took like a horizontal.
Oh, wow. So it's stuff that we can't do.
No. And it hovered, just hovered still. And then like a minute or 2 later is when it would flip. Oh, finally, wow. It took a nosedive straight into the water.
Oh, wow.
So this man, being of like a logical mind, called in an airplane crash.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because he's like, what else would it be?
Yeah.
At the same time, there were other people calling in reports of an airplane crash potentially.
Oh my gosh.
So they sent out search and rescue. No aircraft to be found ever.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
That's amazing.
And it was just 4 different lights, and it like just did different formation. It was like doing, not synchronized swimming because it was in the air, but yes, exactly. Please go on YouTube and check out Christina's synchronized swimming number.
That's probably the preview that we're going to get, so I'm probably going to be like, like last time.
I would swear that's not the one I chose. I would never have done that.
The one from that last time was like me looking like some like dancer. I'm like,
yes, well, aren't you though?
Always.
Yes. Okay. Watch me multitask YouTube. This is how you feed a baby and scroll up on your computer.
She's so good.
There's a really infamous one, Clearwater Lake in Piedmont, and isn't Piedmont in North Dakota?
I think so.
Isn't that?
Is it?
It could be anywhere. This place I need to look more into, but they have a lake there that there have been like over 100 reports of people seeing lights above, in, and along the lake. Some people report multiple colored lights just hovering over, and others have reported a diamond-shaped UFO, like hundreds of people. That's a real hot spot for it, so that's a place that I need to look more into. Sorry I didn't do more research on that one.
No, that's all right.
This story is cool.
Okay.
This is cool.
Okay, I'm ready. And I haven't heard any of these stories yet, guys.
Because
so.
I watched this. I found this documentary. If you go on Google and search for like underwater alien bases, there's a lot of videos out there.
Okay.
Of people talking about it, or like the ancient aliens and all of those. Like you can actually watch videos. So if you're lazy like me and don't like to read sometimes, or want to multitask, you can watch it while you're doing other things. This one was actually one that was featured on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So this man was David Fravor, or I don't want to say his name wrong, Fravor.
Okay.
And he was like high up in the Navy, and he's had several reports of UFOs. But this one got me.
Okay.
So apparently there was like this Navy torpedo that they had to go down and send a diver down to, I guess, bring back up.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So they have all their crew out there. They get the diver just before he's in the water, and this guy, David, sees a dark disc-shaped object emerge at the same time from deep in the ocean.
What?
Just from the bottom, the depths of the ocean, here comes this dark disc-shaped object coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
So he sees it, and he like alerts I would call them the operators or whoever's lowering this guy down. They're like, bring him up, you know.
Holy cow.
At the same time, their torpedo gets sucked back down into the ocean, never to be found again.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
And the object disappears.
Oh my gosh. I got such a clear like visual of that.
Yeah,
as
same.
you were describing that.
Same.
That's kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about like underwater stuff. We both share this uneasiness with deep water. I don't like to not be able to see
oh my gosh.
the bottom of water. So water is kind of terrifying a little bit to the both of us.
Can you tell the story about your aunt?
Oh, my aunt.
Oh,
yeah. I hope my aunt's listening too, but my aunt told me that they were at a beach. I think they were in either Sandbridge or Nag's Head, but I can't remember. But they were swimming. She was swimming with a friend, and they were swimming kind of face to face with each other. And they were next or close to one of the piers that people like fish off of. And my aunt said that her friend was facing her, and all of a sudden her friend lifted up out of the water, and the color drained from her face.
Yeah.
She said that something big enough had gone underneath or swam underneath where her friend was, and basically lifted her up out of the water. And she said that they didn't even look back. Both of them just started running on the surface of the water, basically back to shore.
Jesus, walking on water.
Yeah.
And we're not saying that is in any way a USO, if you will, but it's just our whole thing of being afraid of things in the water.
You know, it's like Jaws.
Yeah.
It's always like that. Is it an invisible predator? You know, what is it?
Well, have you ever seen like those pictures from like, I want to say like Thailand and stuff, where they'll say like, they'll show things that have washed up from the ocean? Have you ever seen those?
No.
Can you look it up? You need to go from like, I don't want to say it's Thailand for sure, but it's like, I'm just terrible. I don't like to speak on actual places because I feel like I get them wrong. But like maybe out in the Indian Ocean and stuff like that, there's just things that have washed up that are creatures like you have never seen before.
I mean, it has to be.
After like tsunamis and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about my child. The microphone's over there, so it should be.
At least it's not farting.
Yet.
Or
again, I should say.
I know.
Yeah, there are some creatures. Yeah.
I mean, we know that there has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much vast space in this world that there's no possible way for us to search all of it.
Yeah.
So.
But apparently, there's a lot of. I haven't looked at the Google, if you will, but there are a ton of like places picked up on Google Maps underwater, like landing strips and things that look like organized bases and things that they are saying. I mean, either it's places that have been washed up from how long ago, but how long ago would they have needed landing strips for flying?
Right, exactly.
Or what kind of flying?
Exactly.
Things.
That's what I find interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a ton of them. And then there's talks, of just people seeing, I mean, I think there's even some pictures of like flying saucers coming up out of the water.
I think I've seen a video.
Videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does look like that. Like all of a sudden they just emerged out of the water.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing is like, is that, okay, so now let's take it a different angle. Is it an underwater base? Because like this report I was reading was saying they don't need a base. They come through different dimensions.
Yeah.
Now when you go underwater and when people like drown and stuff, is that a portal under there? can people get sucked into different dimensions?
Well, you know how, oh gosh, speaking of that, so there's a story that I know of. I don't think we've told this on the podcast yet. Speaking of getting sucked into different dimensions, there's a story from the early 1800s that talks about, it was a farm. There was a husband walking through the field of his farm, and his family was standing there with him, and he disappeared in front of their eyes.
You just stop yourself right now.
Completely disappeared. They could hear him for several days afterwards, but they couldn't see him.
Oh my god!
And then he just never came back again.
That breaks my heart, first off, and second is very scary.
Yeah,
it's like that show Outlander.
Yeah, it's like you walk into a pocket of time, basically.
No, I can never go anywhere alone.
But then you've heard the stories of like people that say that they walk out, like walk out of their house, and the outside of their house looks like it's from the 40s. Like people are walking in 1940s clothes, and there's cars from the 1940s driving.
It's like in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, basically.
And they walk outside and there's all this sandworms.
Yeah, seriously. Like if anybody's seen Man in the High Castle on Amazon, there's a whole scene there where they walk out, and it's basically like, what if Nazi Germany had won the war? And it was this whole alternate universe, basically, of what would have happened had they won World War II.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
So yeah, like underwater alien bases, or is it a dimensional thing? Are they just entering, that's how they enter our dimension, is coming up through the water?
Maybe. Listen, the guys have always shown me, in terms of dimensions, I have always gotten the feeling like it's like that multiverse theory, where there's reality upon reality that, kind of exists in the same space.
Yeah.
And I do think that some aliens probably do come from space, but they don't need to.
Yeah.
Because they can just travel however they want to.
Yeah. And that's what the article I was reading was saying, is like, that was how someone debunked the theory of there being that base off of Malibu, because they don't need an underwater base. But what else is it? It's kind of like how they do crop circles, but maybe it's like that but underwater. Right?
It could be.
Yeah.
It definitely could be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. I feel like I should have dived a lot deeper into this subject.
That's very interesting.
I was telling Christina earlier, one of the articles that I found talked about how Christopher Columbus, though we don't really, like what he did as a person, we definitely don't condone any of that, but he condoned, right? That's not the right word. I'm like, Jesus, I hope I said the right word. I'm so sleep deprived, y'all. I'm so sorry.
He was not a nice person.
He was a bad man.
He was a bad person.
We don't celebrate him, okay? No offense to anyone.
Logan doesn't either.
No, yeah, clearly he doesn't like it. But he actually, there's a log. Excuse Logan here. There's a log in part of, I guess, his captain's log or whatever, where he believes he saw a UFO when he was on the Santa Maria.
Santa Maria.
Yeah. But it was like 10 o'clock on, I think it was October 11th. 1492. So I had to think of the
1492.
year. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Look at me, I learned something in school. And I don't even remember it. But he saw something, and he actually called a couple people out to look at the same thing, and it was like a light that was hovering above the water. It looked like the shape of a candle, and they were thinking it was land, but then they realized it wasn't. So yeah, just hovering above the water, and who knows if it could have come from below or above or whatever, but he actually saw a little UFO, which I thought was interesting, so I'd never heard that before.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard that either. Yeah. That's crazy.
And in our UFO stories that we've talked about, a lot of them, when we did the Hampton Roads ones, they were over the ocean front.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just crazy to think about. A lot of these, off of the coast of Florida, you hear about a lot of them, and even as, all up the East Coast, there are so many reports of UFOs over bodies of water. And you have to wonder what's going,
I wonder if it's something to do with the energy that comes from water.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's that. That's the feeling that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Because they show me almost like they're you know how they probably fly with some sort of like anti-gravity
Yeah.
device or whatever. But I don't know why, and I don't know what it means, but they're kind of drawing the same parallel with that. Something about the energy of the water.
Well, now I wish they would answer this because I totally forgot this this part of it that made it even more interesting. I think it was about the Malibu base. People have speculated, was this an alternate Area 51?
Oh,
like an underwater military base or alien base or whatever. But yeah, what did you just see?
I saw somebody sitting down in the kitchen. It was a man, kind of darker hair. It was a younger looking man this time. It didn't look like Austin.
Okay,
No, it didn't look like Austin. It looked like a younger guy. He was in like a white shirt, but like a dress shirt. Collar was unbuttoned at the very top. Dark colored hair. Khaki pants. He's still standing in there.
Oh, hi. Well, I don't know who that could be.
He just walked back through the kitchen, or not through the kitchen door, but through like where the dog door is. He didn't walk through the dog door, but he just walked through the door. I don't know.
Maybe it's because we're doing renovation back there. We
It could
stirred
be.
him up.
It could be. He scared me at first. I mean, he's not scary looking, but for like a split second, I didn't see anybody there, and then all of a sudden there was somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't feel bad.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
sorry about that. Sorry about me.
Yeah. So while we have talked about Area 51 before and can get no answers, but now we've talked about how you believe there to be an alternate Area 51. Why couldn't there be an underwater Area 51?
It would probably be the safest place.
Right.
You know, because who knows how to get down to some deep place in the ocean to investigate.
So now, what was that noise I just heard?
I don't know, I didn't hear anything.
It sounded like a city bus door opening.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, that creeped me out.
Huh. Interesting.
I was like, I check to see Jackson's room, but I can't check the.
Oh, because it's up there.
We are very sorry. My ADD is killing me today, and spirit and everything.
I know, mine too.
all over the place. Sorry, everyone.
They say that there is pyramids that they've seen on Google Earth down towards the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
That they can see them from Google Earth as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Because what is that? Why would there be a pyramid under the water?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where things go to disappear.
Mm-hmm. Y'all do know that like years ago, before Sylvia Brown passed away, she did like some channeling session with her main spirit guide and said that there was a cluster of like pyramids that were underwater in the like area of the Bermuda Triangle that was part of the Atlantis community that eventually sank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was interesting.
So now, going back to that underwater Malibu base, potentially. Well, now that it's known, I guess they couldn't really do this. Well, who's going to go explore it? Nobody.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And if it is an Area 51, which means it's controlled by our military pretty much, they're going to have ways of keeping people out of there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So maybe some of the UFOs coming out of there could also be their attempt at, you know how they've talked about how the military has tried to replicate the anti-gravity capabilities of UFOs at Area 51. So I wonder if, you know, I have so many questions now.
Oh, me too. Me too. That's
so many
crazy.
questions now.
It's a crazy amount of, I mean, just information in general.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to look up that. We will post about those coordinates on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can see them, and we'll share the picture because it looked like almost like a gray sandcastle like creation kind of. Yeah. I want to look at different views of it because when some people say they look like tunnels and some people, you know, see the other one, I'm like, I want to know. I don't know what makes it look different.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
This has been very interesting.
I feel like we haven't even gone far enough into it, though, you know?
Yeah.
I was slipping on my research. I thought I had all this great information, and then I'm like, what happened? What happened to the week?
This was good. Well, same here.
Yeah.
This was good information, though. I think that's awesome.
That full moon got me, though. It got me.
Too.
You know, the one thing it didn't do, knock on wood, every full moon, my older son Jackson wakes up screaming.
Oh,
wow. He didn't this time.
Good. That's good. Good.
Yeah. I was waiting for it. But in every other way, I almost feel like I've been sitting here for 6 hours, but at the same time, 6 minutes. Maybe it's just lack of sleep. I don't know. But yeah, there's so many. There really are some cool documentaries out there that you can watch if you use the Google. They're on Amazon Prime and on Netflix and everywhere about. A lot of it is based upon like military sightings again. Mm-hmm. But again, it's cool that these former military officials are coming out and talking about these stories. Mm-hmm. You know, these things that they've seen and experienced. Mm-hmm. I mean, that one about the torpedo being sucked down.
That I got such a mental image with that, and it creeped me out.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, when you see an octopus come out and then they disappear, they burrow. Sucking things down with them.
I've heard similar stories about aliens that are like supposedly subterranean in nature, like coming from inner Earth. I've heard stories from people that were in the military saying that, you know, they went to some, you know, base. It wasn't Area 51, but they were out.
It was the Malibu base.
They were out in the desert or something, and they said that they were put in like this basket and lowered so low into the ground they didn't know that it went that low. And one guy,
basket.
Yeah, it was like a little basket, like a pulley, basically. They were putting them down into
the ground. They don't have anything more sophisticated than that.
I guess back, you know, whatever this was. But this guy said that as he, like, they're, you know, going down, you know, this wall basically, and when the wall cleared, he could see aliens. He was like, I've got to find the name of it, because he shot one of them. It scared him so bad. So, yeah.
Wasn't that against the law, according to one of the
I know, right? Yeah, well, it's against the law. They said you can't shoot him, but he did. Yeah. If it's the one I'm thinking about, this guy said that one of the aliens had what looked like a little wand, like this little silver wand that it held up and pointed at him, and when it did, it knocked him out of the basket and took his gun from him.
Isn't that like some Men in Black stuff? They
Yeah.
have a little wand. I never watched the movies, don't judge me. No, I watched like the third one, but I'd never seen the first two, and I only watched it because Mike and Lisa wanted to watch it.
I've only watched like, I don't know, certain parts of it. I've seen like, you know, where they take the thing and they're like, okay, you're gonna forget.
Yeah, that's what it made me think of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta find that documentary because the guy ended up dying in a weird way. They theorized maybe the military.
And now here you are talking about it. She talked about it, not me. Don't take either one of us, though. We don't know what we're talking about. We don't know where it was, when it was.
I know. I gotta find it.
We know nothing.
Let me make a note of it.
I mean, don't go digging too far, cause
listen, they ain't coming for me. They're not coming for me.
Those are big girl words right there. I can't even see my face because I'm behind the stop and the pause button. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. A whole lot.
Cool.
Yeah. I want to know more about like the I was trying to think of it last time, like you said, the lost city of Atlantis, but there's something else.
Oh, is it Lemuria? Oh my gosh!
That was a burp from Logan. You are so welcome, everyone.
Woo.
Excuse him.
Lord have mercy.
Bless him.
Yeah.
Him's only 5 weeks. You should see his face, like,
oh, poor little guy.
His little wrinkly face. Mom life.
I know. Well, these were good stories.
Yeah, I'm sorry this was a really short episode.
These were great stories.
I'm also kind of distracted by the baby right now, like trying to keep him calm and think of my thoughts is something. He's wide awake now.
These were great stories. All right, y'all. Well, I know he's such a cutie.
You guys can find us as per usual. I'm just gonna start saying Linktree at this point. Find us on Linktree because then you can find us on Pinterest, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, our email address. Yeah, and send us some topics that we
can dive into.
Yeah, dive into like a USO. That's how we're going out. All right, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Oh,
24:30. Okay.
Outtakes, and this is what it takes to record a podcast these days.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.
Bye.